Welcome to my talk, Cinematic Trailer Made in Serbia. So first, a short talk overview. We will have the introduction. We're going to talk about the collaboration and decision-making process for the trailer. In the second part, we talk about the workflow from game character to cinematic model. And the last part is reserved for Q&A. As mentioned before, my name is Carsten Biernat. I'm the marketing art director at Nordeus. Nordeus is a free-to-play mobile games company founded in 2010, and our headquarters are here in Belgrade, Serbia. We are mainly known for our football managing game called Top 11, but next to Top 11, we are working on multiple games. One of those games is a fantasy-based, character-driven PvP card game, and we decided to make a flagship trailer for this game. The trailer will be used for marketing purposes. So for us as Nordeus, it would have been very simple to go outside of Serbia to work with the biggest companies known for trailer production outside of Serbia. But as a pioneer for the Digital Serbia initiative, we decided to work with local talent. So we went out and looked for talent inside of Serbia that can deliver the quality that we expected from the trailer. Luckily, we found Bunker VFX, an animation and post-processing studio located here in Belgrade. They became our main partner in this project. We also had the pleasure to work with Trilateral from Novi Sad. They helped us for character development and all the rigs. We also worked with Take One on the mocap session, and they're also located here in Belgrade, Serbia. Besides that, to achieve the highest quality possible, we needed a little bit help from the outside. So we worked with Cubic Motion, and we did an additional mocap session with Centroid over in the UK. But fortunately, their post-processing studio is in Serbia. So basically, most of the stuff was done exclusively in Serbia. Here we have a behind-the-scenes pictures, a look at Bunker VFX Studio. The red picture is the mocap session at Take One, and next to it, we see the online mocap session we did with Centroid. The middle picture with all the people is the creative team that was responsible for all the workflows and the creative decision-making processes. The guy drinking the tea, as usual, is Darko, our creative lead for marketing at Nordeus. Then we see Costa and Anna, the founders of Bunker VFX, and myself. But besides those four people, there were many, many more people involved. And I'm happy to share today the trailer and the teamwork, the effort everybody put in to produce the trailer made completely in Serbia. Thank you, everyone, and thanks to the whole team who got involved with the trailer, and thanks for the sound engineering. So I don't know how much time we have left. I just go to the second part, is just to give you a quick overview from game model to cinematic model. We had the basic game models. I take two examples. One is the Archangel, and one is our Necromancer. As you can see, this is the game model that we use, and she has like in-game camera proportions. It's a low poly body and also low-res textures. To achieve the cinematic quality, it's very important to rework her basically completely, but keep the essence as well for the character. So the workflow is very straightforward. We take the in-game ZBrush model, we rework all the proportions, and to keep it consistent with the in-game, but we also adjusted her costume. It's also very important that this costume can work for animation. In this case, we worked together with 3Lateral that really did an awesome job in helping us develop the character further and further. Here you can see the ZBrush model and the enhanced armor and quality. And we also decided for this whole project to go with scanned faces, but no face is perfect, so we had to stylize her. For example, in her case, she had a perfect nose at the beginning, but we needed to tweak her jaw a little bit to give her that elegant look that she has in the trailer. Here we see some more shots where the armor is basically the same as you have seen before in the in-game model, but is enhanced and has much, much more detail. The detail level was amazing, and everything that 3Lateral did was great. It also showed us the quality that we want to achieve with all the upcoming characters. Is a quick turntable of her in studio lighting. There's her in the trailer as you have seen her. Now, since she was our prototype for the quality bar that we wanted to achieve, we worked with multiple characters at the same time. One of the characters was our necromancer. Here you see the in-game model. And then this story will be about killing your darlings. Because we had at the beginning of the promotional phase, we have the promotional artwork, and everybody was in love with his face and the rendering in this artwork. And next to it, you see the ZBrush model of the face. Basically, it worked, and we thought it's good enough for our cinematic trailer. But when we put him next to all the other characters, and every time the camera framed on the character, it let us down when it comes to quality. So we reworked, but at one point, together with Bunker VFX, we decided to resculpt the face completely to achieve the quality that we needed. It was very important to keep the overall basic shapes, but add more details, more anatomy, more skin. It was also important to change the way his hood was attached to his head, because it looked a bit awkward during the trailer production. Here you can see the final ZBrush sculpt with all details added. It was also a great effort from Bunker VFX to make the textures work, and that we have like the dead skin feeling, but it's still not like looks like plastic. Quick turntable. Also adjusted the armor again, added much more detail and so on to achieve the cinematic quality. This process from game model to cinematic model we applied to every character, and every character in the process needed adjustments here and there. I will just go through all the characters we have very quickly, just the pictures. This is the illusionist, the in-game model, and the cinematic model. She was kind of easy to translate, but we had to do a lot of work with her face as well. Here you see the Paladin in-game model and the translation to the cinematic model. Same stuff, we used the scanned head, we modified it, we adjusted, we keep the shapes, and then we added to the armor additional details. He liked it, I guess. Rue was the most beloved character from the beginning, and he was the easiest to translate into the trailer. As you can see, it was one-to-one. The biggest problem was to make his cloth basically work, and Bunker VFX did a great job in making it possible. A next step was to create all the minions. The game at the time had like just two blue minions and red minions, and basically 3 units, a tank unit, an archer unit, and a melee unit. For us, it was now important to make them different, that somebody who watches the trailer for the first time can associate each minion as an army connected to the character. So we did a multiple concept, and it was very important to keep the mesh the same, so we can use the same rig, and just change the textures and the displacement maps. Again, together with Bunker, they did a great job on making each character work. Here we see the Archangel minions. Also, the colors are connected to the character, so it's a visual code easy to recognize. And we see the Necromancer's minions as well. Here they are in the trailer fighting, and this leads us to the third part of the talk, which will be Q&A. Thank you.
My first question is, what's the impact on the business of the game? I mean, this trailer looks amazing. It's stunning. What's the anticipated ROI outcome of producing a trailer like this?
It's always nice that everybody in mobile games asks about the ROI, return of investment. Here's my answer to this one. If you establish with this trailer a story and an IP, you will have an ROI that is bigger than you can ever imagine. Because it's not about the game, it's about the IP. You establish an IP, a story and everything behind it. You can build a universe. This universe spreads out to everything else. And then I will come back to you and say, now tell me the ROI of this one.
Okay, I'll just do one more. How long did it take to make?
It was an interesting story because it's very good to see. I think it was intended to be 2 months. It ended up to be 6. Because there's also one thing. It was all pioneering work within Serbia, bringing all the companies together, working together, and achieving the quality bar that we set out to do. So that took a while. That's why we had to do some reshoots for the mocap. We had to rework the rigs. We had to make the facial animations better and better and better to be on par in certain areas with all the trailers that you see from all the big companies like Blizzard and Riot and so on. Because it doesn't make sense that we work together and produce something that is not up to the level.
For the animation, so did you stay true to the motion capture ones? Or did you do some animation on top of that? Because you can see like all the flows are like really natural, but maybe in some parts it could use like more dynamics. So did you combine the two or just motion capture?
Yes, it's a combination of everything. And the animators over at Bunker did a great job because for them was also a kind of new workflow to rework the mocap, get the data, work with the rigs from 3-lateral. So this was all pioneering work. So at the end, basically I would say it's everything. It's keyframe, it's keyed animation, and it's like mocap data as well. And sometimes they all overlap. So they worked hard to getting this done because we were very demanding.
Okay, cool. Well, big round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.